and electrons addressed by Kendall Frank. Some background information that you need to know before you can start the ChemQuest is that there are energy levels and sublevels located within an atom that consists of electrons, and Bohr said electrons are located in energy levels, but unfortunately the current model that we use today is much more complicated. There are sublevels which are located inside an energy level, which is like a subdivision, and there are no such thing as a D sublevel in the second energy level, and S and P are the only sublevels in the second energy level. So some critical thinking questions are, so number one, how many sublevels exist in the first energy level? Well, it's pretty easy. You just kind of look at the chart, and under first energy level there's S, so there is just the S sublevel. So 1. For number 2, you do the same thing, second energy level, S and P, so there are 2, which are S and P. And in the third energy level, there are 3, S, P, and D. And for number 4, how many sublevels would you expect to exist in the fifth energy level? Well, you would assume that there would be another one after F, so then there would be 5, because the number of sublevels equals the energy level. And for number 5, does the 3F sublevel exist? Well, if you look for under the third energy level, you can see that there are just the S, P, and D. So no, it does not exist. There is only 3S, 3P, and 3D. So some more information before we continue is that there are sublevels located inside the sublevels. No. Orbitals are located in the sublevels, like a street inside a subdivision, and the different sublevels have different number of orbitals. So S has 1 orbital, P has 3, D has 5, and F has 7. And each orbital can fit 2 electrons. So if D has 5 orbitals, then it has 10 electrons, since there are 5 orbitals times 2 electrons in each orbital, so that would be 10. And so for number 6, how many orbitals are there in a P sublevel? Well, if we look under P, we can see that there are 3. Pretty simple. Let's just look at the chart. And if we look at the D sublevel, there are 5. And if we look how many total sublevels would be found in the entire second energy level, you would just look under the second energy level and back to the original chart, and since there are S and P, then we know that there are 2. And how many orbitals would be found in the entire second energy level? Well, there are 4, because the 2S sublevel has 1 orbital, and the 2P has 3, because you looked at the chart, S and P. And just how many electrons can fit in an F sublevel? Well, that would be 2 electrons per orbital times 7 orbitals in the F sublevel, because we just looked at the chart for those, and that would be 14 electrons. And just a side note, E with a negative sign, or a minus sign, stands for electron. And how many orbitals would be found in the entire second energy level? That would be 4, because the 2S has 1 orbital and the 2P has 3. We just looked at the chart. How many electrons can fit in a d orbital? Well, each orbital can hold a maximum of 2 electrons no matter the level. So it doesn't matter if it's in the S, the P, the D, or the F. Each orbital holds 2 electrons. And in your own words, what is the difference between a sublevel and an orbital? Well, orbitals are contained within sublevels, and a sublevel is a group of orbitals. So you just kind of think of it like the subdivision is the sublevel, and then the streets within the subdivision are the orbitals. How many electrons can fit in each of the following energy levels? Well, in the first